Hello YouTube, I'm doing this video in response to a question that I've gotten from multiple people recently, which is what exactly my recording gear slash process, not process, but I guess just the gear and the chain I use for recording. So I'm just going to run through that real quick. I'll start with the source, I guess. When I'm recording guitars, depending on if it's stereo or mono. If I'm recording stereo, typically all I'll do is just throw two SM57s, one on each amp. I've got one sitting right there. I've got another one somewhere else. There's the other stand. So I've got two SM57s for guitar. I've also got an Audix i5. If I'm doing just one amp, what I'll typically do is use the 57 and also use this ribbon mic right here. It's a Nady RSM5. Sorry, 5. This is a super cheap ribbon mic, and it's I don't know, anyone who's decent at recording will probably tell you it's a bad mic, but I've gotten some good results from it in conjunction with the SM57. I feel like the ribbon mic gives me a little bit better representation of what I hear in the room, so it's just nice to have two tracks, one the 57 and one that, and I can later in mixing go in and fix the levels how I want. So that's really all it is for guitar. It's really simple. I've also, this is not mine, this is a Neumann TLM102. It's on loan from my friend Steven. And this is my go-to vocal mic. I've got it out right now because I'm using it for a project with my friend Alex, who is Glowhouse, and we're doing vocals right now. So it's just a really nice vocal mic. I've used it on acoustic stuff sometimes, but I find it to be kind of bass heavy for that kind of stuff. So I've got other things I use for that. In terms of the mic cables, these are all Mogami cables. I've got 4 of them. So all the guitar amps and stuff go through that, and then I guess from there we go to the computer stuff. Gosh, the lighting is terrible right here. But so the mics go into this preamp. This is the M-Audio DMP3 preamp, and I used to have some low-end tube preamps, and I sold them because I decided that they sounded terrible, and rather than a terrible tube preamp, I decided I wanted a budget solid-state preamp, mainly just because I wanted more clean headroom, because mainly I'm recording guitars and they're loud, and the tube preamps I had just couldn't handle. They didn't have enough headroom. So I ended up with this. I think it sounds good. All I really wanted was clean and the high headroom, and it has it fine. So it's a good little preamp. It has 2 inputs, so I can record both my amps at once. And has phantom power too, so it powers the Neumann and all that. And then from there we go 2 balanced out cables into this interface. Again, sorry the lighting is terrible. This is a Motu Ultralite MK3. It's a Firewire interface into my computer, and it's got a bunch of inputs. Right now I'm just using the 2 from the DMP3. It has 2 built-in preamps of its own. It's got one in the front, one in the back. I don't use them because they don't sound as good, but they're there, I guess, if I wanted them. And then I also go out from that interface into this Behringer headphone amp, so when it's more than just me, we can all hear what's going on. Yeah, and then I guess, well, before I go on, here's some other mics I use. This is the Shure SM81. This is my go-to acoustic mic, so I think it sounds good on acoustic guitars, and I've used it on all the banjo tracks, and I think on some cello tracks too. That's the ribbon mic, the Nady I was talking about earlier. This is the Rode NT1000. Yes. This one is just kind of just a different flavor to have. I've used it actually on electric guitar and vocals. I've kind of used it on everything. I think I used it on cello, and it was the mic I preferred for some takes on my last record. So I just have it around for another thing to try, and it works out well. I like it. Okay, then from there, it's just in the computer. So this is Macbook Pro, kind of an older one, but it still works fine. This is the FireWire input from the interface from the Motu. This is just a external hard drive to back stuff up, and this is my MIDI controller, which is this guy, the XM81, and it's big. I don't know why I got such a big one. I wish I had a small one. I prefer one of the smaller ones, but whatever. And then, so my main recording tool is Logic. Sorry I can't do a screenshot or, you know, one of those fancy tutorials of Logic, but so yeah, I mean, in the computer. And then in terms of Logic itself, I get asked a lot about plugins, especially what I use for drums. So what I have here is what I use for drums. One of the few plugins I've actually bought is Addictive drums, which it's more for real drum kit sound. I've used it on a lot of stuff for real and not real drum kit sounds with the effects you can put on it. So there's that, and then also for more electronic stuff I use Ultrabeat, which is built into Logic Pro. Which, by the way, Apple just released Logic in the App Store for $200, which is a really good deal. That was what I got Express for a couple of years ago, and so if you've been interested in Logic, you should get that now that it's $300 less than it used to be. Anyways, so Ultrabeat, Addictive drums. I also have Reason, which isn't up right now. It's a completely other software that I can run into Logic. Use that for drums sometime too. I guess in terms of other plugins I've bought and added to Logic, I have the iZotope RX suite, mainly for this plugin, which is the denoiser. So mainly because when I'm recording quiet guitar passages, this can detect the amp noise and pull it out, and it works really great. You can like train it, so you let it hear the amp by itself, and it just learns about that signal and then removes it from the rest of the track, and it's really, really nice. I use it a lot. So that's the computer. There's some Sony headphones. Yep. And in terms of monitoring, I have a pair of Mackie HR824s. They sound good, better than the KRKs I had before. I'm trying to think of what else. I have some acoustic foam. Came with my desk. I don't know if it does much in here, but supposedly it will tame high-end reflections and make my place look cooler. So that in itself is fine, and they were free. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. It's pretty simple. Yeah. So, you know, you can make good sounds with relatively cheap stuff. Yeah, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I will answer them if they're good questions. Okay, bye.